Hey y'all, welcome to part 3. We're still on deposition now. As I said, the next question my attorney asked him is, did you have any other conversations with her after that initial time where she told you that you hit somebody? And then he pauses, after the investigation, I guess, got underway, well, she left and came up and hugged my neck and said, if you need me, just give me a call. And I told her, and told me her name. And she said, I live on Robin Hood, and we're the only ones that live there by that name. So she's telling him she's going to be in court for him, but she called me and told me that she had to chase this man down, and that she would be in court for me if I needed her. But here she is telling him she's going to be in court for him. So keep going here. Next question that I think is imperative. Now, I don't want to read this whole thing, but I want to do it on Dr. Phil's show, so we'll go through all this on Dr. Phil. If you'll please have me on your show, Dr. Phil. I've got a lot to talk about, a lot that I can't say on this video. Anyway, the next question. Okay, what is the condition of your eyesight? My eyesight with corrective lenses is very good. That's what he says right here. His eyesight's real good. Well, I looked at him, and I looked right into his eye, y'all. He was hiding his face behind his hand, driving like this. He was ducked down, but I seen his left eye looking me right in the eyes, and he started going around me. And when I turned to start finishing my work, had he stayed straight from where he was at, he was still moving away from me. Had he stayed straight, he would miss me by at least 2 foot. I'll pass that on a polygraph. This was intentional. So, next question that I think is imperative and relevant here. That question by my lawyer, Mr. Lyles of Jim Adler law firm, the tough, smart lawyer. I'll tell y'all what what his law firm did for me in the end. So obviously they're taking the police's side and or the judge. Okay, by Mr. Lyles, I'm sorry to keep asking. I'm just trying to understand what your answer is. And he responds with, my answer is Mr. Teague is sitting in the street. He is not what I would call a pedestrian. He was sitting there painting on the curb. He was not moving. There's another lie. But he seen what looked like a man putting something in a trash can, right? Then he says, he wasn't, I don't think the word pedestrian really applies to that. Y'all see what I'm saying here? So, I need y'all's help. What are we going to talk about next? My attorney. I went to Jim Adler. Jim Adler's the one handling the case. When I very first talked to Mr. Lyles of Jim Adler's law firm, and I tell him what happened and everything, he tells me, they don't want to take this to trial. But everything changed after that. Everything changed. So, and Angie Boone, even at the end, Angie Boone's the one that I told before deposition even came about. I told her that I seen this man turning off of North Tinsley, left on the cannon, and even drew a map for her. Had the map all drawn out and everything. So, but when I told Mr. William Lyles that I didn't want to go to deposition. To have mediations. I wanted to go straight to trial. He set up mediations anyway and tried to get me to settle for $10,000. I told him there ain't no way. So he goes, confers with the other bad guys, and comes back and tells me $17,620. I still didn't want to do it, but I did it because I needed to pay off my uncle for one thing. I owed lots of debt I had, thousands of dollars worth of debt, and I wanted to pay it off. And I would have had about close enough to $10,000, and I might have been able to hire a criminal attorney to file criminal charges against this man. Can't find a lawyer to take my case. So I'm needing a lawyer and a private investigator, if anybody can help me with that. But anyway, I go in to get my check. Now, I signed for it also because I was supposed to get it on, this is on January 12th of January 12th of 2017. I signed. it said I would get my check on or before January 30th. Well, I didn't get my check till March 24th, and my birthday's the 27th. Guess what? The check was dated the 28th. And it was short $620. They ripped me off. Jim Adler Law Firm ripped me off. They only gave me $17,000. When I told Norma Villarreal, she's the one that gave me my check, I told her, hey, I didn't sign for $17,000. I signed for $17,620. And she looks at me and says, and I told her this isn't a piece of paper I signed. All the writing on it that what I agreed to and all that wasn't on that piece of paper. And she hands me a check that says, "But now you can pay your taxes and some of your child support." People, I don't make enough to pay taxes. Here's a flip phone I still own, and I'm driving my mother's car for the last year and a half now. My car's broke, can't even fix it. I don't even hardly make any money. So he was clearly taking the other side, listening to the bad guys. Yeah, I did good. I was doing real good in Angleton and Lake Jackson. And I'm letting y'all know, and people in Angleton, if y'all want your curb painted, I got permission. I went to City Hall and got permission to paint the curbs, as long as I'm invited. So y'all can call me or email me, and I'll be glad to come do you a real good job on your curb. People in Lake Jackson, I'll be coming around with a petition. Because when I first started working here in Lake Jackson, I seen old ones, old Texas flag addresses and white background with black numbers. I seen that, so I went ahead and went to work. And I was doing real good here. But I didn't start working in Lake Jackson and Angleton until late April 2015. Yeah, I made probably $4,000 or so in each town. $4,000 in Lake Jackson, probably about $4,000 in Angleton. That's $8,000. I probably made $3,000 from the beginning of the year till I started working in April. So I probably made about $11,000. I may have made $12,000 by the end of the year if I had not got run over. That's how little money I make. And I put a lot of miles on my car. The last year I had a good year was when I went out of town and slept at a lake, Lake Calaveras up near San Antonio in 2009. I slept on the ground in the lake for 13 days just to make the money to pay my bills. I did good in those towns too over there, and I'll be coming back to all y'all's towns over there. So, but anyway, anywhere in Texas, if y'all want me to paint your curb, make sure it's okay by your city, make sure, or your homeowners association, how it can be painted, and give me a call or email me, either one. But here's my phone number and my email address. So anybody that wants to, I also need an attorney and private investigator. So I've opened up a GoFundMe account. This is the GoFundMe account for a private investigator, so we can find out where Jonathan Rutledge was transferred to, and well, there's a bunch of other things. There's lots of stuff I can't say on this right now. All I know is I need y'all's help. And random acts of kindness is what I'm all about. I want to tell y'all right now, when I was hassled by Mr. Taylor in 2010, well, that year in 2010, my grandmother passed away. Just before, probably right around when this happened. And I got the only thing I got really from her inheritance was $2,000. I got $2,000, a Mickey Mouse watch, a 70s Mickey Mouse watch, and 2 or 3 50-cent pieces, them silver 50-cent pieces, and a silver dollar. Well, the silver 50-cent pieces I dropped in the red kettle in front of the Walmart Salvation Army. The silver dollar wouldn't fit in that little slot, so I gave it to my grandkid, one of my grandkids. And the watch, well, I went to the church bazaar in East Bernard. They had a bazaar and an auction. It was a bazaar and auction. I went to check out the auction. And they sell beer tickets, and I had 4 beers while I was there all day long. I only had 4 beers. Well, the lady selling the beer tickets was Miss Kubitschek, the judge. So I walk up there, and as soon as I look at her, I see her move her arm like that and tap her husband. And her husband looks straight up at me. So I know they've seen my video, and all the judges around have seen it. that's what's going on. They're showing the video when I was irate. My bad. Like I said, I was so mad I was seeing red. But so I donated my watch to the auction. Donated the watch that my grandmother passed down to me. And its value, I spent $10 when I took it to a watch shop to find out what it was worth and why it wasn't working. When you put a battery in it, it worked fine. I paid $10 for that battery. Then I donated it to the auction and it sold for $45. It was valued at $150. Okay, that's just some of the things I do. Not just the logos free for police officers. And well, y'all, I know some of y'all know about Darren Goforth. He was shot and killed while pumping gas. And I went and spent $50 to have this made up just before I got run over. And y'all can see it maybe, I don't know. This phone doesn't have a SIMS card where I can draw it out like I did these other pictures when off my other flip phone. But I spent $50 to have that United We Go Forth stencil made. And y'all see to the left of the numbers, y'all can see the little square to the left of the numbers. That was where the Captain America shield was supposed to go. I hadn't finished it yet. The Captain America shield logo was being made for me at the time when I was run over. And I called after I was run over 4 or 5 months later, and it was waiting there for me for $19 or something. But it's too late for any of that now. All the signs that people had in their yards saying United We Go Forth and all that, they're all taken down now. But I had another one lined up, and this is one of Darren Goforth's personal friends that I painted this curve for, and didn't charge him nothing. Just asked him to, when I finish it, to give $25 to Miss Goforth. I was charging $50 for him, and I had one already lined up, and half the money was going to Miss Goforth. This is what I wanted to do for Miss Goforth. So they got me messed up. And random acts of kindness is what I've always been about. That's my style. That's how I roll. And I'm asking for random acts of kindness in return, y'all. I need. I've got a GoFundMe account open for $50,000 for the private investigator and an attorney. But I also want to show y'all that evil's tried to kill me before, and this man right here has had my back all my life. And I want to talk about all that on your show, Dr. Phil. How many times I should be dead, but I'm still here. And how evil once tried to kill me before on purpose. Y'all want to see that? Email the show, call the show, let him know y'all want to see me on the show. I'm going to let him know about this video. We'll see if I can get on the show. I hope so. But let's go ahead and go to the next part. And this is where I'm offering businesses. This is, let me show you all these pictures. This is in the middle of 2011. My neighbor had a fire and lost everything he owned for work. And what he did, y'all, was he airbrushed stuff on motorcycles and cars and stuff. And I wanted to get him back in business. So what I was going to offer was businesses to tattoo their businesses on me. And every business that had their business tattooed on me, he would airbrush on my vehicle. That's what I wanted to do for him, to try and get him back in business. And all I wanted out of the deal was a truck and some teeth. The rest of the money would go to Wounded Warrior Project. Well, I'm bringing that back, so y'all go to part 4 and listen for that. But it may not be tonight. I'm running low on time, so later on this week I'll come back with that. But I'm anxious to see if there's people out there who will help me. So y'all got my information. And like I said, there's my phone number. I don't know if y'all see it or not. Make sure y'all see my phone number. In case any of y'all want y'all's curb painted, or anybody wants to call me and wish me luck. But I'm not going to have this number very long. The bad guys already got it. Let me tell y'all about a phone call I got a few months ago. First off, they said, first question they asked, it was supposed to be a survey, right? They wanted to know if I wanted to take a survey. This is no survey, and I knew it right after the first question. The first question they asked me was, oh, we're out of time. Go to part 4. We'll talk about it later.